Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mr. Reality joined by psychic medium Liz Cross. I'd like to welcome, hopefully, Wernher Magnix Max Millionär von Braun.
Ooh,
Von Braun. He was a rocket scientist in Germany and then came to NASA, and he was responsible for developing the V-2 rocket during the World War II and lots of other rocket ships and aerospace engineer, and even wrote a book predicting that the future elders on Mars would be led by a man named Elon. And he wrote that in 1950. So I wondered, was he a psychic? Was he a prophet? Was he talking to aliens? Can we get von Braun in the house?
yeah, I've got him here. What would you like to know?
So, were you psychic?
No,
When you wrote about Elon, did you know where did the name come from? And what do you think about our Elon Musk?
do you think when you wrote about Elon, were you writing about Elon Musk? Yes.
Where did that information come from?
Where did that information come from? The soul.
So, what inspired you to pursue a career in rocketry?
Pursue a career in rocketry. Just the sheer fascination of life off of the earth plane. There's something else out there for us. There is a better place to live than on the earth plane.
Has he been out there yet since crossing over?
Yes, many, many times.
What's he found out there?
What did you find out there? A bunch of nothing.
Was he looking in the right spot?
Were you looking in the right spot? He's looked all over, but his fascination, his earth plane fascination, it's like it diminished really when he got to the other side.
What's he interested in now? And is he currently incarnated?
Are you currently incarnated? No. What are you interested in now? His life plan, designing the next one. Will you be involved with rockets? He'll be an astronaut.
Will he go to Mars?
Will you go to Mars? He would like to, but will there be a successful voyage to Mars with humans? No.
Can he go to Mars now?
Can you go to Mars now? Yes. It's a lonely planet.
What can he tell us about the past civilizations on Mars?
What can you tell us about the past civilizations on Mars? That they definitely existed in energetic form.
Not physical form.
Were they in physical form? They were in, a small presence in physical form, but most of it is energetic form.
What's his feelings on the space race currently happening between countries and China?
What are your feelings on the space race currently happening? It's laughable, really, that everybody thinks that they're more powerful. It's an indication of power over another country. The fact that you can launch rockets and go to Mars.
Why did we stop?
Why? What? The U.S.?
Why did we stop with space travel in the 70s? Sort of things just have stopped for the last 40 years.
Why did we stop with space travel? It's unnecessary. We've made as much discovery as you can, and there's better things to spend money on.
Mm, we'll go to disagree. How did his vision of space exploration evolve over his lifetime?
How did your vision of space exploration evolve over your lifetime? He just became more fascinated with it as time grew. The more information he had, the more fascinated he became.
Does he think that artificial intelligence is a danger to our society?
Do you think artificial intelligence is a danger to our society? Absolutely, 1,000% yes.
Why is that?
Why? Because humans don't know how to control it properly.
What are his thoughts on the establishment of the United States new branch called Space Force?
What do you think of that? Space Force? He thinks it's laughable.
How so?
Why? How so? Because they have no idea what they're doing.
What are some of the activities that Space Force engages in that we don't know about?
What are some of the activities that Space Force engages in that we don't know about? Underground operations. So they're looking for underground civilizations, underground, uh, there's whole communities that have forged a life or lives underground. They're trying to detect them.
Are they human species down there in different groups in different places?
Are they human species? Yes, they are human, but they want to avoid detection.
Okay, is he saying that Space Force has an underground presence, or is he saying that Space Force is looking actively for other humanoids underground?
Are you saying that Space Force has an underground presence? No, actively looking for humanoids.
Are some of those human? Can he find them? Does he know where they're at?
Yes.
Where are they?
Where are they? In cave systems.
All right, give us more specific. We're going to go on to a treasure hunt or a person hunt.
Large cave systems. I feel Colorado area, not under the desert areas. I asked about desert, um, mountainous regions. Yes, there's lots of cave systems. Do these things look like humans? Yes. Are they like humans like we are today? No, they're very different.
How so?
How so? Primitive.
Oh, we're looking for advanced Space Force. We're looking for advanced technology. They're not advanced.
No.
Well, that's unfortunate. We were hoping to find extraterrestrials and new technology.
You will.
Oh, I will? Exciting. What does he think about robotics and Space Force travel or space travel using robotics?
What do you think about robotics and space travel? It's a much safer option than putting human lives at risk.
What are some potential threats in space that Space Force and other agencies on Earth should be prepared for?
What are some potential threats that Space Force and other agencies on Earth? So you mean like from aliens or from?
Whatever. What are some threats out there in space that we should be aware of that might be coming down the horizon that we can alarm people about?
Out there in space? Detection satellites are the biggest threat right now.
Is he familiar with Uamamua?
Ua?
Umaua. Yeah, it was, how do I spell that? Uamua. It was this, a interstellar object which came through and then accelerated out. Is he familiar with this craft that came through the solar system a number of years back?
Are you familiar with this craft? Not really.
All right. Does he, well, then I guess I won't ask him about it. How often how has his intelligence increased since crossing over to the other side?
the other side. Well, he has a full viewpoint now, he's saying, of things that he was curious about in his life here on the earth plane. He now understands them more. So it's about having a better understanding.
Right, but let's say what was his IQ on Earth and what would it be on the other plane?
What was your IQ on earth? He's saying his IQ was average. And what would it be now? It would be off the charts now.
Can you share some things that he's learned since crossing over which surprised him the most?
That humans are invincible, or that the soul is invincible.
Ah. And does he follow anybody in particular, any cultures down here on Earth?
Do you follow anyone in particular? Cultures down here on Earth? What do you follow? He's very involved in like NASA. He's very involved in SpaceX. Uh, all these top people trying to create their own and engineer their own or facilitate. Well, I'm like, which word? And he's like, facilitate their own space exploration. Now that fascinates him because now you're not bound by the government.
Now, when he says he's helping, what is he doing? What capacity is he in? Is he going into the minds of scientists? Is he apparitioning there? Is he putting in formulas in people's head? What does that action look like from the other side?
Ooh, so he's not apparitioning here. Are you, what does that look like from the other side? He gives them downloads, he gives them insights, especially when they're doing something wrong.
Is it in a dream? Is it shouting at them? What does that insight look like? And what level of interaction does he have with them?
Is it in a dream? Mostly in a dream, but he'll send visions down as well.
Can you give an example of something somebody was working on and he sent them a vision? What did that vision look like? And did it change them or did they forget?
Can you give us an example? Um, he can, and he's trying to show me what is that example. It's about sending what? Sending what into space? He's like saying a synthetic being, like making a synthetic being. But I'm saying, but don't you understand? Even if you make a clone or a synthetic being, a soul has to occupy that body. And he says, not necessarily.
This is interesting. Is there a soul or cloning program that exists currently in large scale on Earth?
Is there a cloning program that exists in a large scale on Earth? No, it's very small scale at the moment. But he says that it should be used for experimentation purposes. Are they using it mostly for medical? Mostly medical and scientific, yes.
Are there other countries that are more actively engaged and more ahead?
Are there other countries that are more actively engaged in this process? Yes, there are. And are they more ahead? No.
How far does he think ahead it will be until we get fully autonomous clones?
How long do you think it'll be before we have fully autonomous funds? It's closer than what we anticipate. It's actually 2070. They'll start really having clones, and this is genetic. So they're trying to assess genetic vulnerabilities and reset the genes and then do some sort of implantation from the clone where they've managed to reset the genes into the actual person.
Does he know about Admiral Byrd and his trip into The Antarctic.
You know that. Yes, he does.
Can you tell us what Admiral Byrd found during that expedition?
He what did he find? He found different species.
Did he find evidence of advanced technology?
Did he find evidence of advanced technology? Not really so much evidence of advanced technology, but he certainly found some sort of um, new, or well, it wasn't new, but old species of like types of almost human like.
Did he find any places occupied?
Did he find any places occupied? No, not really.
All right. What is he? This is, we're going back to Werner von Braun. What is his understanding of how many extraterrestrial civilizations are currently interacting with governments on Earth?
What is your understanding of ETs interacting with governments on Earth? Well, they would like to influence the government, and they do influence the consciousness, the overall energy fields in consciousness. And if they can tap into some employees or influential people, they will.
And do they?
Sometimes, yes.
And what does he believe their agenda is?
What do you believe? Acceptance.
Does he see anything in the future where a government will announce that we have had interactions with extraterrestrials?
Do you see anything in the future where the government will announce that we've had any actual involvement of extraterrestrials? That's still a long time off, you know.
I don't know. I'm asking him. He's more knowledgeable than I am about it.
No, this is a long, long way off.
How far out?
2100 or more.
What are his thoughts on the colonization of the moon and then Mars and other satellites?
What do you think about the colonization of the moon? There will be an establishment there one day.
Is that 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line or further?
Uh, how far away is that? 5 years? Oh, 30 years. Even more, even more. You'll have like a little, almost like a base that people will be able to, reside in, report back what it's like to live there. Will
What are
it
some of the
belong?
challenges on the human body for people that will be on the moon and then the people that will be on Mars? Long-term occupation.
Some of the challenges of the human body. Well, it's creating an artificial Earth-like environment because the human body is designed to thrive on the Earth plane.
So outside of that Earth environment, it will be more harmful to the human body.
Outside of that Earth environment, is it more harmful to the human body? Yes, it is.
What are some of the things that a Martian environment will do to the body that people might need to look out for in 70 years? That's depressing. They said space was just around the corner in my youth, and now it's not even it's not even on the horizon. It's like over the hill and down the valley.
I know. I know it's a shame. You would think that we would be further along than this. What are some of the effects on the human body? Like the human body, it will be destroyed from within.
Right, he got cancer early on, passed away. Was that in his life plan to go quickly?
Yes.
And How many incarnations has Werner von Braun had as a human being on Earth?
As a human being on Earth, how many incarnations have we had? About 300, 300 to 400.
Where's that put him on the evolutionary scale of ascension?
Where's that put on evolution of ascension? Two.
What does he think about Elon Musk and what he's doing right now?
What do you think about Elon Musk and what he's doing right now? He will carry the plan forward and ensure the future of space exploration.
What are some challenges that you have in talking to Elon Musk and influencing him?
What are some of the challenges that you have talking to Elon Musk? There's a line of souls at Elon Musk's door.
So, are there other discarnate or other crossed over people trying to influence him?
They're trying to give him downloads of how they think that he could advance the Earth plane.
Okay, can he give us that agenda? If Elon is listening right now, we're talking directly to Werner von Braun. What would you tell him precisely that he could do to help advance the human agenda?
What could you tell him precisely to advance the human agenda? AI implantation into the soul to read the energy of the soul.
I thought he said AI was dangerous.
I thought you said AI was dangerous. It is totally dangerous. But if
Does
you could find a way to install an implant that allows you to freely communicate with the soul, people would be in much better shape and have a lot more insights as to where they're going and understand their purpose, understand the whole thing that's going on.
Okay, he can help me build that. What's that called?
Soul communication.
And how does it communicate with the soul? What are the mechanics behind it?
You would have to have an energy reader that would have to be able to see the soul speaks a language, right? And it
Okay.
speaks the language through vibration and frequency. So you would have to have a frequency or vibrational detector that would immediately translate the what the soul is trying to say.
All right. So it's
So
a pitch
I have
modulator,
to,
essentially.
sorry, I have to ask this question. Is that what I do? Yes. So I
Do
have
you
a
have,
way to do that. Well, you're doing it, aren't you? Well, yeah, but like how? I'm like an energy machine. I can read energy.
do you have an implant?
Ooh, oh, thanks. Do I have an implant? No. No, I have brought the ability of higher power down to the earth plane.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you're sharing that gift with all of us out there. And if you're interested more about this gift, I would say patreon.com/ remote viewing and beyond. And we'll continue the conversation over there on Patreon. We'll ask some more questions of Werner Braun Braun, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know we were going to go here. Did you?
No, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. And of course, as always, Mr. Reality does have a tip jar in the comments. Be generous, show your love. Thank you.